No matter how productive I think I've been in the past, it's often difficult to muster the energy to start that new project or dive straight into that to-do list. And while I'm not ashamed to admit that I have this weird dance I do with procrastination where I'd rather spend an insane amount of time making coffee in the morning than actually getting to work at my desk, I've realized that it all boils down to one thing. Hey, I'm OgehE, and in this video, I want to introduce you to a concept that drastically changed the way I work, organize my life, and most importantly, how I did this using just one digital tool. You see, after working remotely as an independent designer and consultant, one would think that creating a morning routine and sticking to it would at least be easier by now. But here's the thing. I'm often wearing multiple hats daily as a designer, YouTube creator, entrepreneur, friend, or just generally as a human being, which can get really overwhelming very easily. The thing is, when we don't reach our goals, we often blame time. Oh, if I had more time, and other excuses like that. If you do a lot of your work from home, this might sound familiar. So you get to your desk with a cup of coffee, jot down a lengthy to-do list for the day, turn to your computer feeling all motivated to get into it. But then you've got a couple of messages coming in, George's brainstorming session is in a couple of minutes, and for some reason you can't find all the feedback notes from the Zoom presentation the day before. Now it's around 4 p.m., you're so exhausted, looking back at that to-do list thinking, and worse, I'll get it done tomorrow, only to go down the same path all over again the next day. At this point, I need help. So I decided to finally look into this problem to learn why I'm struggling to manage my time better and generally to seek a more effective way to plan my day. Good news, I found it. But it's nothing to do with time management, but everything to do with peak energy. It's true we all have 24 hours a day. And while that lengthy to-do list seems like a good idea in theory, realistically, we're not going to have the energy or the brain power to focus on all 30 items on that list. So, understanding your peak energy, which simply put is the period during your day when you're most focused, sharp, and productive, depending on your lifestyle, habits, and preferences. For me, this is usually between 7 a.m. to 1 p.m., and that's when this digital tool comes into play. Now, it's a digital planner called Sunsama, which has been a game changer in my daily routine. Let me tell you a bit about it. Sunsama is a digital planning app that allows me to integrate all my tasks in one place. This is where it gets interesting because with Sunsama's integration features, I can connect all other tools that I use on a daily basis. So like my Todoist, my Notion, my Gmail. Once in Sunsama, we can see our entire week in one view. This allows us to realistically plan and spread out our tasks, prioritizing the ones that we can actually achieve during our peak period. That way, we won't have 30 items all crammed into one to-do list. I'm not going to go into details describing every single feature Sunsama has because I think that might be better in a separate video, but do let me know in the comment section below if that's something you'd like to see. Now, right in Sunsama, we can schedule tasks with time blocks. That way, it's easy for us to review the initial amount of time allocated to a task versus the actual amount of time spent working on it. And while this is great for creating a daily routine and introducing some structure to our day-to-day activities, here's a super hack that takes this whole process to a whole new level. That way, we rarely ever forget anything often and end up having to explain to George how we lost the notes from the previous brainstorming session. This is the home screen on my phone, and I like to keep things simple with my calendar app at the top, a bunch of my favorite apps, and this, a Todoist widget, which allows me to capture ideas on the go. Right in Todoist, I have categories for all my interests, but we're not going to go into all of that in this video. We only need the inbox category because with a single tap, I can capture ideas and note reminders easily and anywhere. In Sunsama, we are going to connect to this Todoist inbox, and it's insanely easy to do this in a few clicks. So every morning when I sit to plan my day, I don't miss anything because I can see all items from Todoist, filter through them to prioritize important items, scan through emails I've starred which require my attention, and then plan my day spreading out activities throughout the week. So there you have it. You see, it's not a factor of bad time management, and you don't need 1,001 apps to create a system that maximizes your productivity. Rather, it's about properly managing your energy, creating a routine that is effective, and then taking control of your schedule. Goodbye to that 30-item to-do list. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, make sure you hit the like button. It really helps me out a lot, and it helps other people find this video as well. I'd love to read your recommendations as to what other productive tips, habits, or just generally anything else you think we can add to this process in the comment section below. I'm OgehE, and I'll catch you in the next video.